There were maggots all over the house, like literally everywhere. Okay, so today I thought it would be fun to talk about my 5 worst experiences when renting. For those who don't know me, I've lived in many different places and I've lived abroad as well. So let's just start with number 1. This place is the first ever place I rented. I was only 18 years old and just started uni, and yeah, I couldn't afford a nice wonderful apartment, so I did just rent a room, and it was £380 per month. Because of that, I didn't have any Wi-Fi, and everything was shared, and the room was pretty tiny. But that wasn't the problem. The problem was that, you know, I didn't go for a viewing before moving in, and that's one thing I should have done, because I didn't realize that the window was broken and the heating was also broken. So I moved into this place in, I think it was either October or November, but it was just the coldest October or November ever. Well, for me, because first of all, it was snowing. Usually in the UK it snows in like January, February, but that year it was snowing in like October or November. And yeah, the snow would come into my window because the window wouldn't shut properly, and I would have to sleep every night with my coat on, which just, like, I couldn't really sleep. Like, I barely slept because I could feel this icy breeze come into my room and the heater wouldn't work. And I did tell the landlord, but he never came to fix the problem. He never bought me a new heater. So yeah, I pretty much felt like I was sleeping outside. So I did move out, and because I moved out earlier than I agreed with the landlord, I didn't get my deposit back. But yeah. Number 2, this place was a lot better. This was also in the UK. I think it was like £480 around there per month. So the room was a lot nicer. I had no complaints in regards to the room. But the tenants, like, you can't really choose who you're gonna live with. So I did the right thing, like, you know, I made sure to view the room before and like make sure that everything was like working properly and the windows weren't broken, and yeah, so the room was like good for my standards and like my budget. But the tenants, there were many different people that lived in this house. I would say there was like 5 or 6 rooms, and yeah, people would come in and out. Like, no one would stay there for a long time, but I stayed there for like almost a year. And there was just one time when everyone was a guy, and like, no complaints when it comes to guys, but these guys were disgusting, messy, and just like dirty. And I don't even know like where to begin. Okay, so let me just start with like these two guys that were in the room next to me. They were sharing the room next to mine, and that we had like a bathroom to share. And these guys were so dirty. I had to end up like making some cleaning schedule and telling them, you know, how to use the bathroom, because they had no idea. And what I mean by that is that they wouldn't flush their toilet paper down the toilet. like they would throw it in the bin which was next to the toilet, and this bin didn't have a lid, so you could imagine the smell every single time I walked into the bathroom. It was disgusting. And I told them, like, you need to flush the tissue down the toilet, like you can't throw it in the bin. They were confused. I guess like they're from Brazil and maybe they're from a place where, you know, they're not used to flushing toilet paper down the toilet. But yeah, I had to tell them, and the problem with them is that like they wouldn't even change the bins. So they would throw it in there. I would see like, you know, brown toilet paper in the bin, and they wouldn't even throw it out, like they would pile it up. And I just got so annoyed. I wrote like signs everywhere. I stuck it on the wall so that they would like look at it, read it. Eventually they, you know, understood and they listened to me, but it took a while. And then the guys who were in the room below me were so damn loud. Like they would play music at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep, and in the end I had to have like a house meeting telling them to, you know, be considerate of the people that live there. And then to top it all off, there was a week where I went on holiday. You know, I was so happy to be away from this house, and I went and I came back to the most disgusting, it was so disgusting. There were maggots all over the house, like literally everywhere. There were maggots on the floor, on the ceiling, on the kitchen top, like everywhere. These white tiny maggots. Ugh. Yeah, I had just come back super tired from the airport with my suitcase, and the first thing I see is like these tiny maggots crawling everywhere. It was absolutely disgusting. And the reason why that happened is because no one could be bothered to change the bins yeah, in the kitchen. So they would throw all their food there, and then obviously the maggots appeared, and for 1 week no one cleaned the kitchen, no one did anything. So I was like to the landlord, I need to leave like now. And he wasn't pleased, because you're supposed to give your landlord, like, you're supposed to tell them 1 month in advance that you're leaving. But I was like, who the hell can live here, you know? I don't even know if the maggots have gone into my room. So we made an agreement. He only gave me half of my deposit back, but I was just happy to get out of that place free. I decided to live with a family. It was just the mom, dad, and their 8-year-old son. And who would have known that this 8-year-old son was so naughty, so wild, like couldn't even control his behavior. He would touch everything, go through my stuff, open the fridge and touch all my food. You know, he had his iPad, which he would put on like the highest volume, and yeah, I mean, that was all okay during the day, but nighttime he would still be awake. An 8-year-old boy would be awake at 2 o'clock in the morning playing games. His parents did absolutely nothing to control him. They spoiled him so much. And yeah, it became an issue for me when I had a 2-day shoot. And if you know about like TV commercials and filming, we start really early. Like I had to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. But I did tell the landlord, I was like, I have a 2-day job. Would you be able to like keep the noise down at night, because I would come back and I need like at least 1 or 2 hours to sleep before I wake up again. So the landlord was like, yeah, sure, like no problem, we'll keep the noise down. But I came back after my like 20-hour of filming. I was super exhausted, and only to realize that the boy was still awake. And yeah, I took a shower, went into bed, but I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep because he was making so much noise, playing his iPad and like having it on the highest volume. And I desperately needed to sleep. I was so tired. Like, I knew that if I didn't at least have like 40 minutes of sleep, then I would not function the next day. So I did bang on the wall and complain, and they apologized, but I was just like so annoyed. So annoyed. I think I only slept for like 30 minutes. I had to wake up and go to my shoot, which was another like 20 hours long. So yeah. Number 4, my first ever model apartment. And model apartments can be nice. Like, I've lived with really nice girls who I'm still friends with after like 4 years, but I was not expecting some next level drama, America's Next Top Model type of drama, bitchiness. Like, I just didn't think that was real. Maybe this is what these girls wanted, but I wasn't like looking for any drama. And let's just call this person A. But A hated my guts from the moment I walked into this house. I don't know why, but A seriously didn't like me. And I only found out like a couple of weeks after that she didn't like me, because she was really nice to my face. But she just had so many things that she complained about, like when it came to how I did things, how I cooked, like how I socialized, where I went, or just anything I did. She just didn't like it. And yeah, because of this, it made it so difficult for me to live in this house, because she would like accuse me of doing these immature, childish things. Like, if she's taking a shower, she would say I turned off the heating, or she would just openly bitch about me in front of me, and yeah, talk to her other friends. And like, these girls obviously knew her before me, so she had this whole army of girls behind her, and it was all very immature and childish, and I felt like I was in high school again. Like, I was not expecting this kind of drama. I just wanted to like go to my castings and come home and be comfortable. There was even one time when they went out and like one of the girls was wearing my top. She didn't even ask me, and she spilled champagne all over it because she was drunk, and like she didn't even apologize. I had to like take it off her and wash it at like 4 o'clock in the morning. That was really annoying. The wardrobe, just everything, there wasn't a lock, so like I couldn't hide my stuff. Even my money I had to like lock inside my suitcase because I was so scared that one of the girls was gonna steal it. So eventually I did tell my agency and I moved out. Oh, I forgot to mention another thing, like on top of A being a total like psycho, this house was disgusting. Like, no one cleaned it. There was a rat like running around the house. It was massive, and I would see it in the kitchen. Every time I went into the kitchen, I would like have to knock on the door so that the rat would kind of run away and I could cook. But I was just so scared to touch the plates, like in case the rat licked it or something. I ended up eating outside like every day after that. Yeah, so the rat and A just did it for me. I was like, I need to get out of this place. The last place, number 5, is another model apartment, and I really love this house. Like, this house was perfect. It was super clean. Also, my agency was living there, or not living there, but their office was there. So yeah, it was just like a really nice, convenient, big, spacious model apartment. But I got a roommate, and this roommate is probably the clumsiest, selfish, self-centered person I've ever lived with. At first I thought she was really nice. She's like super hyperactive, and you know, she's like talkative, so it's nice to have someone that's like really friendly and talkative. But it got to a point where it got seriously annoying. Like, she would interfere with everything that I'm doing, everything that I'm using, and even when I'm on the phone, she wouldn't respect my privacy. She would listen in on my conversations and like reply. Like, I'm like talking to my boyfriend on the phone and she would, you know, try to get involved. I'm not even that close to her. Like, it was just like annoying. So it got worse. Like, I don't know if she was doing it deliberately, but we shared a bunk bed and she would sleep on the top, and she just kept putting so much stuff on her bed that it would eventually just come falling down on me when I'm sleeping or when I'm not sleeping. Like, things would fall constantly. Her water bottle, her empty crisp packets, empty chocolate packets, just like anything. So yeah, when it came to like the water bottles and stuff, I put it, like the first one, I think I threw it in the bin. Like, I thought, you know, I'll be nice, maybe she won't do it again. But the next time it happened, I like left it next to the ladder where she walks up, and I think she did put that in the bin. But then after that, she just kind of like ignored what I was doing. Like, wouldn't even say sorry, my stuff fell, I'll make sure to clean it. Like, she wouldn't apologize. She just wasn't aware of what was going on. And yeah, just so many things came falling down. And what did it for me was, there was 2 things that did it for me. Like, one was I went into my bed and I stepped on this sharp object, only to find out her earring had pierced me. Like, it stabbed my foot. And I don't know if I told her, but I left it on the like cabinet thing in our room. I don't even think she noticed that her earring was missing. But yeah, that seriously annoyed me. The next thing that did it for me is when her portable charger almost like knocked out my eye. I was sleeping, her portable charger fell and almost hit my face. And yeah, this girl just like never apologized. It was rude. So yeah, her stuff just always fell, and I didn't understand why she couldn't just have a bag where she put everything in and like dangled it on the side of her bed. Like, I just couldn't understand her logic. Not only that, she moved so much, the bed was always like a wave, and my bath towel would like always drop because there was no place to hang my bath towel. We all shared one bathroom, so I would always hang my bath towel on a hanger at the end of my bed, but even that would fall down. So I did eventually move out of the room. She had no idea like why I was leaving. I didn't tell her, but you know, like when something is common sense to me, I just wanted her to figure out like, why is Kiyoko annoyed? Like, why is she moving out? Like, I'm pretty sure I gave her so many signs, and I'm just not the type to, you know, spit something out like, you need to do this, this and this, because you should just know. It's like common courtesy. I don't know, maybe that's something I need to work on, to like be more direct. So yeah, it just became a very tough environment to live in, and I had no problems with any of the other girls. They had no problems with me, so I knew that I wasn't the problem. My agency didn't have a problem with me either. Like, they were always, you know, understanding, and she ended up having a problem with everyone in the house, and she ended up going back to her country. These are the 5 worst experiences, and I just want to say that, you know, I've had like plenty of fun, good experiences living with different people, and I absolutely love traveling and living abroad. So anyway, my battery is about to die, so I'm gonna end it here, but thanks for watching, and please make sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below. Okay, bye!